All right. Coinbase was recently sued by a competitor, Bit Global Digital, over the delisting of wrapped Bitcoin. So, wrapped Bitcoin is something that was promoted pretty widely across the industry and available on lots of exchanges. And Coinbase is now delisting it in favor of its own product, the Coinbase wrapped Bitcoin. So, Coinbase BTC. So, the lawsuit here alleges anti-competitive behavior, including antitrust violation in violation of both federal and state law, while it prepares to launch a similar product in competition with it. And so the allegations also provide that basically the market competition by delisting these products is adversely affecting its market presence and user base and reducing fair competition within the cryptocurrency exchange industry, specifically access to wrap Bitcoin products. So, Kyle, what do you think? Is this the next area of the law where we're going to see an expansion into the crypto industry, the antitrust bar?
I mean, I don't know about that, but this is a really interesting case. If you have the ability to read the complaint, just the facts about this case, it's really fascinating stuff because Coinbase has taken the position, look, the Bit Global Digital's product just violated our terms. It didn't meet our listing standards. And Bit's response was amazing. It says, ours didn't, but Pepe Coin did, and Dog Whiff Hat satisfied your stringent listing standards, but we didn't do it. I just thought that was a funny back and forth that they had. But look, at the end of the day, Coinbase is a gatekeeper. And if they want to take the position that we have these listing standards and we don't have to really tell you what they are, and they don't, I mean, arguably they do, but they don't necessarily have to. And if they don't want your product on there, whether it's in service or in furtherance of launching their own product or not, they have the right to do that. It's not any different than when Twitter says, or I'm calling it Twitter. Sorry, it's Twitter. When Twitter says,
Twitter.
hey, you violated our terms and conditions and you're out the door, it's kind of the same thing. So I don't think this is going to result in a cascade of antitrust lawsuits, but it's interesting to just watch the back and forth. And I'd be really curious to see where this goes, just because there's so many eyes on Coinbase and everything they do is really under a microscope. I mean, maybe less so now, but just in general, it's an interesting case.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Grewal, the chief legal officer of Coinbase, basically tweeted that when an asset no longer meets our standards, we delist it. And thank you to Bit Global for the opportunity to show a federal court like that we have basically a good system for listing. I'm like, and as you're saying, what you're saying, which is there's not really transparency here about how they list and delist and what the standards are and whether they've been met or exceeded, whether it's Dog with Hat or Wrap Bitcoin. It does kind of call to mind like, well, it'd be great if there was more transparency. And so I actually think this is a pretty interesting case in terms of antitrust and like reducing market competition. And like Coinbase is the gatekeeper and they're saying we want the Coinbase wrap Bitcoin, not
Right.
yours.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that kind of has some teeth to me. And I think if nothing else, if this can just create a bit more transparency in the listing and delisting process for Coinbase and other exchanges, that would be great.
Yeah. I think Bit would have to prove, I think the onus is on them that we delisted it because we wanted to launch our own product. And I think that's just too high a hill to climb, for being honest.
We will see.